Hey guys, it's Josh.
And this is Ned, and today we are going to be sharing on a topic that many homeowners have been asking us. With the current high prices and strong rental rates, should they sell or should they simply just rent out their unit and collect rental income?
Right, either ways, you're lucky enough to be dealt a winning hand, and now it's just how to get the most value from it, right? Well, to be frank, there is no clear answer, as it's very much dependent on the performance of your current property and also your personal financial goals and current responsibilities.
Yup, so in today's episode of Property Tips, we'll be covering 5 things you should be factoring in before making your decision.
Right, so number 1, the lease of your property. Right, majority of the time, freehold properties are bought at a premium compared to leasehold ones, and this can be within the 200 to 400 PSF of difference, right? So however, freehold properties logically also hold a greater capital retention and profit over a larger time frame. But that being said, not all freehold properties are immune to the loss of capital gains over time, as the development does grow older but are much less susceptible than a leasehold one. So leasehold condos generally tend to grant a greater rental yield in the early stages of timeline, as the overall cost is lower than freeholds in the very same vicinity.
Yep, so in essence, if you bought a freehold property and it is still within the early stages of your timeline, holding it and renting it out for the time being would be a suitable option to go forward with. However, leasehold properties are the inverse, whereby the rental yield might be much more lucrative at the start, comparing with the capital decay over time might not be the most ideal. Realizing and cashing out your gains at its TOP or market peak might be the best way forward.
Right, so number 2, finding a replacement home. Right, your replacement home in the current high market will mean selling high and buying high as well. Also, another thing to note is the pricing for the size and location of the new unit you're buying would definitely be higher than it was when you bought your current one.
Yes, so the best advice for sellers looking to upgrade or cash out would be try to aim as realistically high as you can, so that your profit margins will be able to cover the premium that you're paying for your next unit.
Or you should also look towards renting out the current unit in anticipation for the prices to cool down, and at the same time look towards accumulation of your personal wealth. But this would then be a combination of the previous method between a leasehold and a freehold and the longevity of that capital value.
Yes, so going on to the third point, which is always go back to your original plan. Firstly, ask yourself, why did you choose to invest in this property? Was it to gain a good rental income for your retirement, or was it to flip and cash out before reinvesting into your other financial instruments or responsibilities? Despite the market being at an all-time high for rental, this might not be the case for long. As you know, measures have and are being introduced to cool the market.
Right, so the current high prices we see for sales now might not be there next year, and so forth for rental too, right? Being strict about your game plan for the property and cashing out when you've hit your price targets will never go wrong in the long run, as there will always be other avenues for reinvesting. So timing the property market and acting based on current fluctuating market affairs will always be a riskier play than prioritizing your initial goals.
And fourthly, we have the one lucky buyer strategy. I'm very sure most of you who have bought or sold a home before will be well familiar with this method. Essentially, sellers will list their unit for a price that they know is way above market value and then sit back and let the market or luck decide for them. If they can close at a high price on your unit, they will gain on immediate returns. If not, they will continue to rent it out and generate passive income, which seems like a no-loss situation.
Yeah, true. So this has worked out well for many sub-sale sellers, to the point where owners might even be inclined to sell within the 3-year SSD period.
As a seller, if the numbers make enough sense, you could even pay off your tenant to break the lease to sell vacant. Of course, you could also sell the unit with tenancy, depending on what the next buyer decides to do with the property. However, do note that selling a unit with tenancy generally tends to be more challenging, as tenants may not always be cooperative for viewings and requests. So always be sure to have an arrangement in place or choose a good tenant.
Yeah, so be aware of your unit's surrounding future is another point as well, right? Check the URA master plan, which is a great tool you can access online, available to the public, right? We use this all the time to analyze and better advise our clients by keeping them aware of government changes in surrounding zonings and developments, right? By understanding how the surroundings affect your property, you can make a more informed and more profitable decision.
Yep, so look out for changes in surrounding plots density, as newer projects nearby could mean competition in terms of rental. And tenants are generally more willing to pay for a newer condo with newer facilities.
True. So as a landlord, right, mega launches above 1,000 units will impact your future rental with higher competition, especially since such large developments tend to have larger and much more common facilities, right? Depending on your future investment plans, it may be a good time to sell, especially since new projects have a knock-on effect on resale properties.
Yep. So lastly, to sum it up, the question of whether to hold and rent or sell right now all comes back to your exit strategy. It's important to be clear on your investment criteria and ultimately what your next property will be.
So if you want help deciding on your specific unit or project, do reach out to us and we'll provide you with the numbers to make an informed decision.
Alright guys, so that's it for this month's Property Tips. If you find it useful, do give us a like, subscribe to our channel and even share it with your friends.
So this is M8 and we'll
catch you in the next video.
Alright, good.
Simple.
Good.